and things like it is the equivalent of the red pill.
This is a technology, it's a computing language, and I can build an app on it.
Is Bitcoin the currency of the future?
Crypto gang, it's the game, big gang, all gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain, whoa. I don't really ever buy stocks, man. No. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man. No. Chew them up like bubble gum. No. Just made a meal with my pocket change. No. Wreck about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. Crypto gang, it's the game, big gang, all gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain, whoa. I don't really ever buy stocks, man. No. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man. No. Chew them up like bubble gum. No. Just made a meal with my pocket change. No. Wreck about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. Ethereum pays for my rent. Bitcoin pays for the vent. Litecoin pays for the jet. Bitcoin cash for the rest. Spent 30 racks on an ICO. What coin did you buy? I forgot, yo. Just got started last night, bro. And I'm already hooked like a pipe stove. Flipping the coin, making it grow, taking it slow, letting it go. Cash flow's growing, it's incredible to watch it flow. Stacking the cash, taking it home, making it fast. I'm on a roll. Little bit mo's all I ask for the bubble though. Currently learning about a new type of currency. Burning the dollar down like an emergency. Urgently, listen, my friends have been urging me. Coins have been surging, we're earning like surgency. We on a mission, man. Crypto maniac. Act like you don't really know about it. Stop that. Bitcoin blowing up like a bomb. Step back. Used to be a couple $100. Should've copped that. Blew up on a scene from the mind of a brainiac. Back in 2009, where the miners at? Silk Road, baby, it's gotta be anonymous. Satoshi blew up, now we on the map.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and we are back at it again with another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. How are we doing? First and foremost, let's get to business. Shout out to the bag chasers. Shout out to the family over at Circa 84. We are doing these episodes specifically for you guys. You get it first. You get it 72 hours before everybody else gets it. Everyone else, happy hump day. It is December 6th when you are getting this. Everyone else, it is Sunday, December 3rd. You're getting the information first. Quick note to the sponsor. And, you know, we're gonna do this struggle stream because, you know, they took a chance on a small unmonetized stream because they like the information being given. We're gonna be having some changes to the channel, and I'm gonna go ahead and share this. We'll pop this up. Put this up next to me. We are officially sponsored by Delta. That is awesome. It's my first sponsorship. Very, very appreciative. Very much going to over deliver on the very minimal requests that they ask. They really didn't ask me to do anything besides what I'm already doing, but to incorporate their application into the platform, which is not going to be hard. Now, we are still going to be using CoinGecko because it has the web GUI, which is super easy for me to share. But that aside, a lot of if you're tapped in with me over on Instagram, actually, let me make sure I quote this right. We're about to start ramping up. If you're touching base with me on social media, specifically Instagram or Threads would probably be a really good place to catch me. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff over there. Reckless Ray Dinero. If you search that, Reckless Ray Dinero, all one word, no spaces, no periods. You're going to start seeing a lot more of my crypto stuff over there. Portfolio updates over there will be coming. All visual portfolio updates will be coming exclusively from the Delta app. We'll put it that way. Things that I like about the Delta app. We'll start with that. A, they have a free version for you guys. B, since I first started in the space, Delta actually was one of the first platform tracking apps that I ran across and utilized. So I was already familiar with this company, which is cool. They've done a ton of updates since way back when. Obviously, I've been here for over a decade. I remember when they first started, and let me tell you, the glow up is real for Delta. What are they doing now? Not only can you track your crypto, you can actually track your stock portfolios within this as well. So you will be seeing some stuff from Delta in regards to shout outs to my traditional finance portfolio, which, you know, like it or love it, we got to diversify. That's my hedge against crypto because I'm overly exposed into crypto. You know that I'm a crypto first. I am a crypto native. I am very much a crypto believer. And with that said, knowing that you're overexposed, you start doing a little bit of hedging. So I do the inverse of everyone else. Everyone else has like what? They're up to like 5-10% of their portfolio allocated into Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. I'm the exact opposite. 5-10% of my net worth period is allocated into paper assets. For me, it is crypto first, then real estate, then paper assets. We're trying to kick up the paper assets. You know, it's always good to own stuff, but you can track your investments. They have, you know, being a sponsor of the show, I have the pro features. They do a lot of analytics. They do portfolio updates. They let you know if you're making good or bad decisions within the app itself. They've really made themselves into a one-stop shop. The ease of use is really, really cool also. But yeah, you can track your stocks, you can track your crypto, you can do live tracking in which you can connect your wallets, you can connect it to exchanges. In the pro version, you can connect more than one wallet / exchange. The free version, they only give you one. They do Forex, NFTs, commodities, indices, all of it. You get to do all the things. It's super, super awesome. And so when you're looking at the updates moving forward, when I post snapshots of the portfolio with my little blurps of what's going on, what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, it'll be coming off of that. A lot of my shorts and reels will most likely also be recorded off of that. Because I do love the platform, love the ecosystem. It was a really good fit, really good alignment. And, you know, we are, as always, very grateful for their interest in the platform, their belief in me, obviously. You know, like who's listening to the little guy, but the little guy can tell the truth. The little guy can do a lot of stuff that maybe the bigger platforms are a little bit scared to do. But I mean, this platform is based around my portfolio, so you guys are getting to see me either fumble the bag or hit some home runs. Hopefully, we're hitting more home runs than bag fumbles. By the way, actually, we'll get to that when that part comes. I'm going to try and like flow and not look squirrel the entire show like every other one. But yeah, shout outs to Delta. Definitely, we'll be going more into depth. You're definitely going to be seeing more in regards to branding and them being integrated for the second season, I guess, the 2024, however we want to do this, the bull run portfolio. But let's jump into the next thing because we know it's the part that everybody loves. The top gainers and losers. So what we've done here, let me get down small so you guys can see this. Boom. We're looking at some good bull run action going on here. Now, let's check this out. So what we are looking at here is the top 5 gainers and losers in the indices as far as today goes. Oh geez, we're gonna have to see. You got to refresh it every time the show starts. Okay, so starting off on the top 5 gainers. I hope everybody who's watching is on this list. This is the list you want to be on. This is the list you want to take part in. This is where we want to be. Starting off, we have at rank 971, Cash Tree Token, CTT, with a gain of 106.3% in the last 24 hours. At rank number 2 on the top 5 gainers. At rank 736, we have Parsec, PRQ, and they have increased 58.7%. At number 3, we have Beam at rank 583, BEAM, and they have had an increase of 55.4% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have Rowan Coin, RWN, and they are at rank 991 with an increase of 49.2% in the last 24 hours. Rounding out the list of the top 5 gainers, last but not least, we have AirSwap, AST, sitting at rank 717. They have had a gain of 44.3% in the last 24 hours. Now moving over to the list that none of us want to be on, but considering it's the bull run, this list ain't that bad. This could just be healthy retracements as far as we are concerned, or no. Now, at number 1 on the top losers, at rank 894, we have AdShares ADS, and they've had a loss of 28.6% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, at rank 555, we have Jesus Coin, JESUS, with a loss of 23.6% in the last 24 hours. There will be no holding Jesus back. I'm sure that's just a healthy retracement. Wow. This bull run's going to be interesting for sure. Shout outs to Jesus Coin. At number 880, at rank 881, holding up the number 3 spot, we have FORE Protocol, FORE, with a loss of 23.5% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have at rank 756, Medicaid, MCADE, and they are at a loss of 20.6% in the last 24 hours. And then holding up the end of the top 5 losers list for the last 24 hours, we have at rank 883, Bytum, BTM, with a loss of 14.4% in the last 24 hours. Now, folks, great episode to get in on. We are starting the new portfolio over. This is the 2024, or as I like to call it, the bull run portfolio, because we will not be tearing this down. Obviously, we tore down as little as we possibly could at the end of last year because we want to roll those gains over into this year. So, as you can see, currently with the stuff that we rolled over, we carried over. We ended out the portfolio from last year, the 2023 portfolio ended at a gain, because we have officially started the 2024 bull run portfolio, which will be spanning the next 16 to 24 months, is what we're looking at, what we're projecting. Now, hold on a second. Now, we're going to be doing is building this out from scratch. So we did some rapid deployment. We deployed a good amount of capital over the weekend. And honestly, we didn't even get all of it deployed the way that I wanted, because the best laid plan has turned into a little bit of an existential nightmare. Because honestly, this year specifically, this is a big year going in. I mean, having to record all of these, like, I'm constantly thinking, constantly retooling, but we did get some positions started, and we're going to delve into that. As we can see, Ethereum is no longer the number 1 holding. We're going into a bull run. We are making plays. Ethereum will be working its way back up into the ranks, but as of right now, we are looking at just getting into the market. As best we can, making as many moves as we can. We're swinging for the fences, hoping to get some gains, hoping to get some increased yield out of the growth. This is a growth year, but as I said, we always want to start off our growth years secure in the bag. So we always look at income or growth with income. So what we have done is we have started, I don't even know that I have 10 positions. So we've started the year. We've got stuff going. Got a little bit of carryover from last year. We're doing really good on some of these positions, obviously. So we didn't want to completely liquidate them out and start over. Like, that just would make no sense. But for what we've got some good stuff going. So what we're looking at is we'll go ahead and do the top 10, and then we're going to explain the positions that got rolled out, because all of it was more or less staking positions. And honestly, we're not done, but it got so far into the day that I've been going in and out of the market, getting positions set up, getting pools staked, coins staked, liquidity tokens deposited into farms, liquidity positions positioned, so that we can just not look at them. We can just let it grow. But I also did some stuff to track my liquidity positions this year. That's going to be a big one for me. And now going into 2024, rounding out the end of this year, I'll be able to update my financial tracker for next year, because there's a couple of interesting things that I want to start doing, and we're going to make sure to implement those because there's some additional metrics that we want to track. One specifically, I just want to know percentage wise, based on the income that I'm generating, what we are looking at in regards to the percentage safe. Because I know that I'm above 30%. I know I'm above 30%. My goal out of the income that I'm generating is to get to 50%. I think that'd be great to have saved going into the market, going into investments. But outside of that, I in order to grow that, I've got to be able to look and see what I'm doing. So that is something that we're going to start tracking. Oh yeah, as far as DeFi goes, our stretch goal during the bear market was 150. We hit 146 this month. Moving forward with the retooling and repositioning of some of these allocations for the next bull run, I think that we should be poised to do some work as far as the income goes, because we're trying to grow that out. Obviously, I have a little bit of extra money sitting in ETH still, because ETH technically should not really be that much of a position this year in comparison to everything else. Well, it depends. If I find some good income generating ETH positions, we'll be doing that. But as it sits right now, we're just where we're at. So let's go ahead and run through the top 10. The other thing that we're not doing with the top 10 is I will be skipping dollar tokens, like things that are stable coins. We're going to skip those because that's just a no-brainer. Like, those are obviously part of liquidity positions. And it's not like I just have a bunch of dollars sitting around. I don't think it's useful to people, to be honest, doing that. So we're going to be sitting here going through this list. This will be a little bit different, but obviously pie chart looking a little bit different. We got Thor wallet DEX. We transferred those tokens over that we've got sitting, accumulating. And then Synthetics is number one right now. I don't know. It might be number one the rest of the year, to be honest, because I'm adding to that position, and I only had to cash out. That was the position that I cashed out because it was so large from last year. And we'd already hit metric on that pretty much. We were over 100% in the green on that. So we will be adding into this position. Actually, the way that it's looking right now, I'm going to be adding into some of my legacy positions. Pretty sure that's going to be the play. We're going to be adding into the legacy positions and seeing where that takes us, because it's really hard to find places that I want to tuck money away right now for some odd reason. But we're keeping an eye out. It's just at this point we have a couple of holding tokens that we want to do, but I prefer to early on get all of my income positions settled, so that way we can start using those to deploy on the regular positions. So let's jump into the top 10. At number 1, we have Synthetics Network, SNX. At number 2, we have NASDEX, NSDX. At number 3, we have Thor Wallet DEX, TGT. At number 4, we have Ethereum, ETH. At number 5, we have Wrapped STETH, synthetic wrapped staked Ethereum. That comes through Lido. That is a position that's actively accruing. It's part of a liquidity pool position, but I'll be explaining that at the end of the list. At number, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At number 6, we have Maya Protocol, CACAO. At number 7, we have Synapse, SYN. At number 8, we have Thorchain, RUNE. And at number 9, we have Nexo, NEXO. And at number 10, we have Polygon, MATIC. Now we get to jump into the interesting stuff. So there's a few things on there that are kind of oddballs that were not in the original plan that are now in the plan for a specific reason. So we've got Maya Protocol, Synapse, and Nexo. So Nexo specifically is a platform that I use. We'll be talking about that in my episode that goes over the tools that I use to navigate the market. But I dropped down a tier and I saw it useful for me to get back into that 0% tier, that 0% loan tier. And that's simply because they've turned off everything but the loan functionality of the platform for US people inside the United States, basically. And with that, we can no longer swap on there. We can no longer accrue interest for our tokens. And the only reason that I had to go purchase more off the market and add them in, putting them in a position in this year's portfolio, which I'm fine with that, is because the platform in and of itself no longer allows you to swap within the platform, which is super annoying, but regulations and rules, they've made it, and they make the inconvenience that our government puts on platforms and other places where we are allowed to do what we wish with our money as sovereign citizens, that, you know, that rolls downhill. The end result is they just don't do business in your country, and I don't blame them. Like, it's this almost like so annoying that it's like, geez, like it's almost advantageous to just go set up somewhere else where I would have access and just be there. Because if I'm not allowed to navigate how I see fit with my money, then like what's the point of this system? Like, it's super frustrating, but it is what it is. So let's talk about the positions we got set up this weekend. Oh Lord. So first and foremost, we did a liquidity position that within the Thor wallet. I'm an advocate for Thor. I like Thorchain. I like their wallet. I like the ecosystem. You can do some liquidity providing within the wallet. And one of the positions we did was the WST ETH / Cacao LP, which is cool. They got really good. It was actually surprising. I was like, oh, that's a really good amount, like a really good reward percentage. So we went ahead and took a position there. The other position that we did within Thor Wallet was a Rune USDC LP position on Avalanche. And we did that low fees. Also really good position. Also a good way for us to hold some Rune token and allow it to go up during the bull run. The token with the dollar stablecoin allows you to collect profits as the value of the coin rolls up, because that has to balance itself out. So it automatically adds to your pool of USDC as the coin goes up, which is good. The other position that we did was an income position. So just the straight LP positions, those grow within the pool itself. So it's not something that you cash out and get paid for every week or every 2 weeks. But what it does a lot for you to do is these are positions that you grow throughout the year. And then as those positions grow, you're collecting fees. These are things that are within the ecosystem. Rune's going to get purchased a lot. So we're looking at growth. We're looking at being able to collect and or secure profits. And then eventually you cash it out, you collect your fees, you walk away with more money than you put in, and then that's how you win at that game. Now, the next ones we are doing are farming positions. So I had 3 farming positions as well. So one of them is on Convex. We're bringing that back into play for this year. We're doing that for this year, and then we're also going to, yeah, there we go. We are also going to probably be adding into that position because that's a good pool position, but I also want to make sure that as the fees on Ethereum, because unfortunately that is a play on Ethereum, the fees are expensive. So we might be doubling that position up. It's a SYN token and Frax position, which Frax are FRAX is a stable coin. It's another stable coin for a different ecosystem. But we're bringing back that convex finance position because they have a integration with Frax, and the position, the payout on it will be good. Like that's actually for income. Like we'll be getting the fees for the liquidity, but we're also getting a payout per the platform, which is going to be great. NSDX, one that we rolled over from last year, it's been a good payer. It finally went green. We went ahead and decided not to cash that out. We're going to let it keep riding. We added another, I think it was like 2,000 or something tokens to it. It was like almost $500. And we added to that position. So that pool has a different metric now, because what we were doing with that is the pool in and of itself of those tokens that we're staking, because it's a single asset stake. It's like 50%. It's like between 40 and 50% APY. I'd say it's ranged between 35 and 70% since I've been involved on the platform. But that's a real world asset play. We're holding the token, waiting for the bull run, basically, but you can get paid while holding. So we've been doing that. But what we also have been doing is we've been gamifying a little bit. So before we kept the position at between $1,000 or between $800 and $1,200. So when it hit 800, we would buy back up to 1,000. And then once it went over 1,200, we would clip some of those coins off and put them in a cash pool. So that way, when it dipped down to 800, we're not having to buy into it with our own money. It kind of handles itself. And it worked out really well, really well. So this year we've added 500 to it. So it's between 1,700 and 1,200. So like when it gets down to 1,200, we buy back up to 1,300. So 13 will be like the middle point, right? Well, no, it's a 17 now. So we added 5. Or no, it's between 16 and 12. That's what it is. And 13 is the midpoint. So if it hits 12, we buy in for $100 out of the cash pool. And then if it gets over 16, because yeah, if it's going to be 1,300, because originally it was 1,000, so 15. Oh. Anyways, it's going to have a range. God, I'm getting confused now. It's been a long day. I've been messing with this since last night. And then the last cash position, we have another farm that's over on QuickSwap, over on Polygon. We went with the WMatic USDT, so that way we could get the Matic position filled. I'm always also keeping a backstock of 100 Matic just for the bull run, see what it does. So that's got a little bit extra in it also. And then we might actually just add that to the pool too. But we are looking at collecting those fees from that farm, and so those are income generating, plus we have the fees from the pool, plus the staking fee on top of that. So that's what we've been looking at doing with those positions. I'm excited about this because like some of these positions I might actually drop off, because like the XRP, I was planning on using Nexo to like swap over into that. Sol we might replace with something else too. If I don't really want to go back to a centralized exchange that I'm not already set up on that's working. I'm really not interested in it. Like it does not excite me at all. Like I don't want to be on them at all. And so getting access to XRP and Solana like really are not interesting to me. like when I could just get to stuff that I can get to. Actually, Solana I can keep because I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm just going to look right now while we're recording, because I'm pretty sure I can get access to the Solana ecosystem via one of my cross-chain exchanges that I use. Let me see here. Yep, never mind. Solana's still in play. I can go to Solana. Okay, so as long as I can get to Solana, we're good. So Solana's still in play, but XRP, I can't get to that chain now, which sucks. Like I have the tokens that I'd purchased, that I'd started purchasing, that I had cleared off of another exchange, and I sent them over to Nexo, but I think that's all I'm going to be able to have because I don't want to set up on another centralized exchange. I don't want to do it. I mean, I might, like, I'm not going to do it. That's just what it is. Like, if I can't get access to it via DeFi, like it should be done, I'm skipping those gains. Like, I'll skip those opportunities. I will replace them with other opportunities. But we've got the Cash Foundation set up. We'll probably start knocking out some of these other positions as well. That we have access to. We'll see what the Solana situation looks like as far as exchanging over into Solana. That'll be an interesting play. But I'm excited about it. I'm feeling really good about this. And so far, like this weekend was tumultuous because I had to dust myself off to get back into the market. But we got a bunch of work done, which was good. And it took forever, and I was working around that on top of that, so that probably didn't help. But today we eked out the rest of it so that I get this video recorded and have something to show you guys. And we're gonna keep it pushing. Now we're gonna jump over into the news. First things first, from CNBC, Bitcoin has hit its highest level since May 2022 to kick off December. CNBC Crypto World, which is awesome. Actually, before I started recording this video, like a little bit before, I noticed that Bitcoin did breach 40,000. Nice, which is nice. Scary, but nice, because my cutoff for going all in on crypto with my home savings is 45,000. That's where we're cutting off. We're going to ride those gains after 45, and then we're probably going to pull them once we get back to the all-time high, or probably whatever 1x is beyond that. But everything's going so fast. Like that's the gist of it, is stuff is going quick, and it's getting a little bit nerve-wracking in regards to the home savings, which isn't really that big of a deal because we'll go back to filling out that QQQ position. Actually, in the interim of that, while we're waiting for the bull run to do what the bull run do, we'll be collecting and getting everything set up to hit the metric of getting the year clipped out. Now, we're currently running an experiment that we will be talking about, see how it goes through later. But if this credit play works out, that's going to be a game changer, because we're going to be having cash infusions every 6 months coming out of the housing budget. So if it goes through, and we'll find out next week, then we are going to be, before the end of this year, darn near to goal as far as getting the 6 months of the mortgage payment out. And then we'll be focusing in on that position within the portfolio specifically tied to the properties of the 6 months as well. And yeah, it's getting real. It's getting real. We're just trying stuff. The anxiety is high, but the crux of the matter is Bitcoin is doing what Bitcoin does. We are getting ready for a bull run. It's going to be magnificent. The level of magnificence, obviously, the ETF will send this beyond the moon, and then we'll be having questions of exactly how much of a dip are we actually going to see with institutional money in there, because The regular investors, the little guys, the me's and you's who are not looking long term. So the average Joe is what creates the dip, because the price shoots up and then they take their profits. Because, I mean, if you got stuff to do, you got stuff to do. People are out here trying to survive. They're out here trying to eat. And then when they get a little bit of money, they want to go buy Gucci belts and stuff. In order to do that, you sell off, well, poor people sell off their assets, take the tax hit, and then go buy whatever it is that they wanted to buy and feel like they're rich for a little bit until they're broke again, and then rinse and repeat. The other reason was there is a very jarring, if you need the money right then, a very drawing collapse of the market at the end of the bull cycle, where it collapses back down to generally around its previous all-time high. So when we go through this bull run, the collapse down historically from wherever we get to, so I would say anywhere from 100,000 to 120 something thousand, because we hit 60,000 last time, and these are all conservative numbers because I plan my years out conservatively. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best mindset, but we're looking at a collapse back down to the previous all-time high, which is why my cutoffs for when I stop pumping money into the space is when we get back to the previous all-time high. Now, up until then, I get as much money in as I possibly can for the bull run. And then I also make sure to recycle the money that is within the ecosystem that I'm generating within the ecosystem during the bull run. That aside, though, after it gets to the previous all-time high, because I buy in there, and if that's my last purchase, regardless of what goes on during the bull run, when it crashes back down to where I was at. So if we get the ETF, I might extend that a little bit and change the end cap number, because I don't know that we'll be coming down as low as we had previously. But it's all speculation. It's all based on that ETF. Now, if we don't get the ETF, then yes, I will be cutting off at the previous all-time high. And that's as far as I will go as far as putting money into the market. And then the moves that I make throughout the year, we'll be having a different discussion based on what's going on within the market and how we're moving around the money that we're making from the income that we're generating in the market. On to the next story, though. This is a good one. The street crypto. 1 in 4 Americans now hold Bitcoin, and crypto is going mainstream. 1 in 4, we're at 1/4. I mean, after getting a little taste of inflation, that is not surprising at all. Not surprising at all. I mean, it's only a matter of time. You're starting to see stuff from Fidelity. You're starting to see, you're hearing all the news about BlackRock. There's constant talk about the Bitcoin ETF. They're starting to speak favorably in the news. The veil's coming off. The deal is, though, as that veil comes off, as we get to the point to where it's an inevitability, it's a question of who's going to be last to the table. And it's always going to be the little guys. It's always the little guys that are last to the table. But you don't have to be. And the thing that people need to understand is, while we're getting this news and it's awesome that it's 1/4, 1 in 4 people, it's still early. It is still very early. It is not too late to get in. I'm still buying. Like, we're still stacking those coffers. We're still making it happen. It's still very early for this space. So, you know, this episode gave a lot of alpha, because I don't need to do an alpha section. This is jam-packed alpha. And this is the overarching theme behind this is the way that we're building out the bull run portfolio. We are heavily focused on income first as far as what's generated within the portfolio, because I can always use that to buy tokens as well. You just take all your cash outs, consolidate them onto the chain where you're deploying, and you can buy from within the market. The other realization we came to is they're closing a bunch of the functionality of some of the centralized exchanges that aren't as draconian as the ones that are in America. So as Americans, you are restrained. I mean, for those of you who are traders, who come with a trader mentality, that really doesn't affect you much because you're used to just giving up all your information anyway and being told what you can and can't do. Those of us who are in the cryptocurrency space, though, who've been here for a while, are not necessarily used to that because that wasn't what we signed up for. But there's so many opportunities that it doesn't matter. That's the thing that's important. Like, it's not I'm not going to be able to, I'm not going in on XRP now. I don't care. It's a good thought. I got a little bit. We'll see what happens. But it doesn't matter. I'm like, if I can't do it the way that this space was intended to run, I'm not really that interested. And also there are other positions that I can get into. So like, we'll probably be going deeper into super now. That's back on the board, along with my 200% gain that we've already got. And that's before the bull run. So there are a lot of interesting things that I have found throughout this weekend, but moving forward, more confident than ever. And this is just the first deployment. We haven't even gotten the big bulge that we have coming, that'll be coming next week for the housing specifically. And then after that, I've got another cash infusion that's coming in 2 weeks. That's another leverage play that we're going to be doing. And yeah, it's about to get pretty real. I'm excited about it. I am excited about what we've got going on for this year. We also still have our lockups that are stuck in Camelot Finance. We still have that too. Let us not forget. We still have that. And that's going to be a substantial unlock that's coming later on in the year. That's going to be, and the reason we locked it up was so that I wouldn't move it around before the bull run. That's going to unlock smack in the middle of the bull run. I'm excited to see what those positions are going to look like, because those are another one, just racking up fees on an active chain. It's going to be good. So we've got a lot of really exciting stuff coming up for this bull run, which is going to be, obviously, this is going to be a longer season. We're going to be looking at this one portfolio for 16 to 24 months, which is probably where the existential dread comes from, because these decisions that we're making now, you're writing these positions out. And it's not that you're stuck in the position, but like, this portfolio is just going to be what it is. Basically, like, you can always add to it, you can always shuffle stuff around, but the foundation and the core of like how you start your portfolio out sets the tone, because you're either going to be scrambling to catch up, or you're going to be deploying, and the stress is going to just become finding, hey, once this hits these metrics of when we're taking our initial profits, once we hit this and this, where are we going to be at here when we start shuffling this around? That's going to be the next play, because you gotta backstop your positions. And honestly, this kind of rolled out. I didn't realize how much money we were going to be starting with. But this is going to roll into a scenario of, well, now that we're looking at this from this angle, I like got through a lot more positions than what I thought. Like, this rolled out quickly. So like, now I am actually having to look up positions, and like having XRP fall off the radar on me, because they're forcing you to be on centralized exchange for that specific token. I got to replace that position. I'm getting ready to start buying into positions, and like the ETH that I have left over that's sitting here right now, that's got to go places too. So now some of these positions, I'm having to move stuff up that was actually going to be like a backup, or like this was coming behind position. But it's cool. That's the fun in the game. So now we got to go back to the drawing board for some of this, because obviously we've got stuff going on next week. We're working a lot of hours. We're putting in all that extra overtime to get more money towards the beginning of this year into the market, into making these moves. So everything's moving fast. The days are going fast. The weeks are going fast. It's already December, but we out here. So I think we're going to leave it on that note. Let me put my mug back up on the screen. We're going to leave it out on that note, but definitely, people. Now is the time to start deploying that capital. I'm just giving you a heads up. Because when the closer we get to that Bitcoin halving, the crazier stuff is going to be. The positions you're making now, the next 16 to 24 months, you get to find out. I mean, everybody's going to be right, but like how right you are, 16 to 24 months, we're going to be looking at the space is just going to be on fire. Stuff's going to be going nuts and everyone's going to be crazy. We're all going to be celebrating together. And we're going to be talking about the importance of how we handle these wins and what we do with them. It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero. Until the next episode, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Definitely tap in with me down in the comments. Are you guys deploying? What are you guys looking at? What coins are we getting? I've given my thoughts on things down in the comments below. You guys can give your thoughts and insights, and we can talk about it because I do respond to my comments, and we can have the conversation down in there. It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero. You guys have a good one. Until next week, I am about to be out.
Cryptocurrency, currency. She love cryptocurrency. Me have a hot sexy girl. Whoa. Yeah. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. Decentralized like a blockchain. Anyway you see me, girl, you know it now go stop rain. Pull up in the Beamer, all the Benz, the Bentley. Cryptocurrency, that's what we spending. We not in a lending. No for them a stake, yo. We not in a renting. Bad mind fussy them. Wanna see we ending. Grinding out with Facebook. Call that pretending. Now left me 9 milli. Girl, so we trending. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. She love cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency. She love cryptocurrency. MetaMask wallet. Cryptocurrency. Coinbase wallet. Stack it up. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. She love all me DeFi. And some me make she feel high. Digital currency, I wish she need.